In this video, we are going to break down all of your Tesla breaking news and what's going on today in our markets. So let's jump into it. Starting next week, a 3-lane expansion will begin on 2 lanes of the Monterrey-Saltillo Highway required to install the Tesla Gigafactory in Mexico. They say understand it is a process of infrastructure development. If you are curious what a Cybertruck looks like in Wyoming winters, well, here is a picture from Elon Musk. Tesla ship Morning Champion is now delayed by 1 day to December 26th. I guess these cars will not make it to customers in Q4. If the ship had gone through the Suez Canal, it would have arrived about 9 days earlier, maybe enough for deliveries in time. This is the ship that carries a lot of vehicles from China over to Europe. Tesla's Europe and Middle East X account says to continue supporting the transition to sustainable energy, Tesla will compensate for the termination of the government EV subsidy in Germany for the new Model 3 and Y orders starting December 18th for vehicles delivered by December 31st. We will also maintain the manufacturer's share of 2,250 euros. Jay Leno says, for some reason, people don't think of Tesla as an American company. These Cybertrucks are all built in America. Lars says, I can't think of one part that's not made here in America, which that's actually very true. I was having a conversation with someone maybe a month ago or so. We were talking about car companies, and I said Tesla was the most American-made car company out there, that Tesla is founded US, most components are built in the US, and just breaking down the actual, vehicles, right? Like a Ford or a GM, Teslas are way more American-made. And this individual said, Teslas are not made in America. Like, Tesla's a foreign brand. Is it? No, it's not. It's made in California. So that's actually a huge misconception that I think the general population has about Tesla. Nikola founder Trevor Milton has been sentenced to 4 years in prison for fraud. Tesla confirms it has received over $2,100,000 deposits for the Cybertruck, according to Tesla's chief designer, Franz von Holzen. Tesla also directly confirms they are working on a wireless inductive charging pad for your garage, where you just park over it and it automatically starts charging your vehicle. The Cybertruck's air suspension can move up or down at a rate of 0.5 inch per second. The Cybertruck can also drive in water of about 2.5 feet. Tesla calls this the Scuba Pack, where it uses the truck's built-in air suspension to pressurize the battery, enabling it by pressing a single button on the touchscreen. Tesla's software updates on X says Tesla removed the Disney Plus app from vehicles, and then readers added context, says it's not removed if you've ever opened the Disney Plus app. Even if you've never opened it, you can add it back by opening the website on the browser. Sawyer Merritt says it should be noted that the Hulu app is still there, which is owned by Disney. Let's wait and see if we learn more about why the Disney app is gone for some people. The Hill has released a new opinion piece, Biden's alarming harassment of Elon Musk. Quote, Musk has been an asset to Biden's presidency. He made EVs the cornerstone of Biden's green dream a reality, and provided Ukraine with internet capabilities, and SpaceX is almost single-handedly keeping the US in the space race. The Cybertruck steel has 2 thicknesses, the doors of 1.8 millimeters and all exterior steel panels of 1.4 millimeters. All new Mercedes-Benz AMG EQE SUV has gotten its EPA range, and it's only 235 miles. It uses a 90.6 kilowatt-hour battery, 21-inch wheels, and starts at $109,000 US. Tesla Giga Berlin is the largest taxpayer in Grünheide, says Treasurer Christine Lang. 26 states and counting as Tesla opens Cybertruck Foundation Series orders outside of Texas and California. GM CEO Mary Barra said in July of 2022, we will sell more EVs than Tesla by mid-decade. Mary Barra in November of 2023, quote, we didn't execute well this year as it relates to demonstrating our EV capability. US EV sales through the end of Q3, Tesla at 488,000, GM at 56,000. Far from beating Tesla. They will never beat Tesla. Wes on X says front seats have enough room underneath for a nice burrow, and it has a window. As you can see, here is a dog. Canada to announce this week that all new cars will have to be zero emissions by 2035. If you invested $1,000 into General Motors 2010 IPO, you'd have $1,083 today, not including dividends. If you invested $1,000 into Tesla's IPO, you'd have $222,740 today. Ford and GM vehicles will gain access to more than 12,000 Tesla superchargers in North America in February of 2024, according to Jenny Preter, Tesla's design manager of charging infrastructure. She says, quote, "We're opening up to most of the other car manufacturers in stages just to make sure we don't get swamped all at once." Waymo launches curbside robotaxi pickup at Phoenix airports. It looks like Tesla is opening a showroom in Roland Percher's area in Bolzano, Italy. Gary Black says he is trimming his Tesla Q4 and 2024 adjusted EPS estimates to reflect higher inventory discounts. The new estimates are for Q4, deliveries of 476,000 was 478,000. Full year 2023 at about 1.802 million. Auto gross margins at 15.1% was 16.2%. I think that is very wrong. Even if deliveries come in at 76,000, you're actually seeing Tesla raising prices quite a bit in China. So I don't think auto gross margins are going to fall to 15.1%. Although if that happens, it's better to have estimates lower, but I think that's very wrong. Adjusted EPS of 70 cents was 80 cents versus Wall Street's estimates of 68 cents. For full year 2023, $3.10 was $3.20. I think that's pretty wrong as well. I think Tesla could actually come in with 90 cents of EPS, potentially even more. We'll have to see. For 2024, he expects deliveries of 2.4 million, 33% year-over-year growth versus Wall Street's estimates of 2.2 million, and that would be 22% year-over-year growth. Auto gross margins, 17.2% versus Wall Street's estimates of 18.5%. I think Wall Street's estimates are a little bit closer to where that number is ultimately going to be. Adjusted EPS of $4.20 was $4.30 versus Wall Street's estimates of $3.91. And by 2030, he expects deliveries of 10.2 million, 28% compound growth rates versus Wall Street's estimates of 5.8 million. That would be 18% compound growth rates. Adjusted EPS of $22. That'd be 32% compound rates of growth versus Wall Street's estimates of $14.10 and 24% compound growth rates. So Gary is expecting some troubles here over the next 12 to 24 months, but sees a lot brighter of days to come over the next coming years, following that into 2030. Google Trends data for the Tesla lineup shows the Cybertruck still at about 80, but projected to fall to about 39. The Model 3 is at 37, and the Model Y is at 30. So a downturn across the board for Tesla's search trend activities. Tesla's global inventory numbers falling across the board. For the Model Y, I think this is great news. I don't really know what to think for the Model 3, the X, and especially the S that are way down here at some of the lowest points we've seen in 2023. Maybe this just means Tesla's seeing some really good demand right now, so inventory numbers are falling. Tesla continues to run about 300 different ads via Google Ads. RBC has trimmed the price target on Tesla to $300 from $301. They also lower their delivery estimates for 2024 and 2025. They keep their outperform rating. As far as Tesla option activity today, you have seen 914 different hedge fund and institutional trades worth $995 million with a positive order value of 33%. The volume is what really sticks out to me today. On the call side, volume is 64.22%. Volume on the put side is 35.78%. 8%, so that's about 2 times as many calls being traded for every one put. The short position currently in Tesla sits at 22.5 billion, with 3.25% of the float currently being sold short. Tesla stock was up nicely at one point today, approaching $260 per share. You hit a high of $8.74. You did get rejected a little bit as the market started to fall. Now Tesla stock is currently down 1/3 of 1%, but overall still a pretty strong day for Tesla given that upside that we've seen in the beginning of the day today. 10-year treasury yields are up about 2.5 basis points to 3.95%. Fed Goolsbee says he was confused by last week's market reaction. He says, quote, "It's not what you say or what the chair says, it's what did they hear and what did they want to hear," said Chicago Fed President Austin Goolsbee, said on CNBC's Squawk Box. "I was confused a bit. Was the market just imputing, here's what we want them to be saying? We don't debate specific policies speculatively about the future. We vote on the meeting," he says. And then what happened? The Fed said they were going to do 3 rate cuts in 2024, and the markets then priced in 6 rate cuts to a Fed funds rate of 3.75 to 4% by the end of 2024. He says the market expectations of the number of rate cuts is greater than what the SEP projection is. Goolsbee is not the only Fed official who has downplayed the meeting in the wake of the market rally. John Williams also did this on Friday when he said, "We aren't really talking about rate cuts right now." Following Goolsbee's comments today, the odds of 6 rate cuts in 2024 actually went higher. Following Fed Goolsbee's comments today, the probabilities for 6 rate cuts actually went higher. On Friday, the odds of 6 rate cuts, which is what is priced in right now, was 36.3%. Today, the odd is 37.6%. So over 1% higher odds. Following Goolsbee's comments really just shows you the markets are leading the way right now, and the Fed is playing catch up. The 10 and the 2-year yield curve is inverted 53 basis points. That is falling still and really has been falling again ever since October. If you are someone that is in the recession camp for next year, well, when you actually want to be watching for a recession is when this goes positive. That could be closer to when we actually start to get rate cuts in March, but we'll have to wait and see. Tesla's RSI is at 63.18, so definitely elevated, but not even really close to being overbought. The MACD is curling to the upside. That is great news. The yellow line is getting further from the blue line. That is also showing some solid momentum accumulation here for Tesla stock. And following what we've seen in the beginning of trading, I think that's a longer term trend that will continue, meaning Tesla stock is likely to go higher over the next coming months as capital does come rushing back into our markets. Now, if we take a look at TLT is down about 1% today. USO is up 1.31%. The dollar is pretty flat on the day. We want to see the dollar continue to fall. That can be a catalyst for our markets in and of itself. And gold is actually up about 0.5% today, regardless of what some guys on Wall Street will say. Gold is mainly seen as a fear asset. You could say an inflation hedge, but when the markets do poorly, gold tends to do poorly as well. It's really a fear gauge more than anything else. If there is fear, then gold tends to go higher. That's just the bottom line to it. And gold has been going higher recently. So that really makes me wonder, what's going on under the surface? Tesla has total option open interest at 6.73 million. Total options volume on the day today of 1.64 million. That's a pretty high ratio. So a lot of activity in the options, especially take a look at this. The 260 call has 185,000 for volume today. The 255 call has 118,000 for volume today. These are very high numbers that we're looking at. Total call volume today of 1.03 million, total put volume of 611,000. Tesla stock looks poised for a continued breakout to the upside, although I think at some points throughout this week, before we get to Thursday and Friday's big data reports, it would make sense for Tesla to trade sideways. So Tesla's kind of trading sideways here today. That's not a big shocker. This is actually healthy that Tesla stock is holding these higher end, prices, but just trading sideways a little bit here. Let me know what you guys think about this down below in the comment section. Hit the like button as well as subscribe to the channel if you made it to the end of this video. If you guys also want to come trade with us live in real time, every time we make a trade, we post it. Link down below in the description of this video. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Michael Tyler, and I will see you in the next one.